from what you've seen, one last question on John Wick because it's contemporary, but it's funny. I wound up getting in touch with one of the guys that is coaching Keanu and Master Collier and his two sons Nick and C, and they've got a YouTube channel as well. So hopefully, you don't mind me bringing it up. But exceptional martial artists, and got to know Monty or Master Collier because he reached out after one of the videos, and we had a bit of a disagreement on body scissors, which was kind of funny, but hit it off very well. He's an awesome guy. But they're exceptional martial artists, and it was funny because they saw the first. I hope he doesn't mind me retelling this. It's a great story, but they saw the first John Wick, and somebody said, "That's your judo," and they recognized it. Somebody else recognized it about them, but they have a very unique style of, I guess we call it proprietary, but it's their family judo, right? Over the last kind of 50 years, it's developed and has very unique traits for it. But the whole family is kind of it's a family of badasses. But I'm curious what your take on. I mean, I think when I watch the film, I think it's masterful choreography. First of all, I mean, there's not a scene that I maybe a couple scenes toward the end where it gets crazy with the multiple opponents, and you can kind of tell that it's just challenging choreography to perform. And a lot of the scenes that they're using, they're not cheating the scenes like they might in the Jason Bourne films where they've got 20 jump cuts that make it super fast. You're actually watching the choreography in a lot of the scenes. But I don't know if any of it is screamed out to you as disingenuous or they're overreaching. I think given the context, I was really impressed with the level of, jiu-jitsu, aikido, judo that was performed throughout those scenes, and in the context of a gunfight, which I think is probably the which I think is probably the question, right? To what point is that relevant, given the consideration that this is a gunfight, and to what extent might these combatives actually play a role like that, or is it just awesome choreography? What do you think?
I think it's both. I mean, first of all, the choreography, like I said, it's amazing. Are there individuals that are doing that on a frequent basis that John Wick is doing that throughout the movie? No, I mean, not in any combat situation I've been a part of, and I would challenge anybody that said they have moved individually through a building or structure, executing in that type of manner. But what I will say is the principles are still there. The principles of improvising. Your plan gets stopped. You have to improvise. Maybe go to offhand. Maybe get into utilize an arm bar, a sweep, a scissor, a body scissor, something like that. And then get to a position of dominance to where you can go back to your primary weapon. Those are principles that stand that you learn from the infantry private learns at one station unit training at Fort Benning, Georgia. We teach it in Modern Army Combatives level 3 and 4, where you do enter a room with your main gun, your primary weapon system. Maybe you don't clear a corner correctly, or maybe just somebody is there and they do take that primary weapon system capability away from you, and you do have to move to a hand-to-hand combat situation where you have to eliminate that threat, possibly go to your layered offense, to your secondary weapon system or your tertiary weapons system, so that you can fight, create space, and get back to your primary weapon system. Those are just those principles happen throughout a John Wick movie, for example. And so I think that embellished with good choreography and good timing and obviously like I said, Keanu knows what he's doing. There's just multiple stories of him putting his whole self in his work uh, to look authentic. Those
Yeah.
principles are there, and then embellishing with the cool choreography and stuff for sure. But I would challenge anybody who says, yes, I've moved through a building structure on my own, executing these. To be honest, if a ranger who is 24 years old and is a badass got to do that to two people, he would stop and be like, that was awesome. I'm done. My luck has run out. I'm going to go back to the objective rally point and sit this one out, boys. I hope we got that on a helmet cam or something. But my luck has run out.
It's a good time to retire.
Yeah,
I did. Exactly. I did it. I pulled it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's. Go ahead.
I was just saying again, the principles are there. Primary weapon system. That gets disabled or that capability goes away. Then you move to gain dominance to get to a secondary weapon system or a tertiary. Work through your layered offense. To create space to get back to your primary weapon system. That principle is as old and it's scalable from individual all the way up to division and core level operational or strategic.
And the other way too, even scaled down to just empty hand combat. That's a principle that resonates, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.